Have you ever asked yourself, do I have what it takes to succeed in business? Maybe you've been sitting in a dead-end job, frustrated, and you're saying, I would give anything to be in business for myself, but I don't know if I have what it takes. I'm worried. I'm a little nervous that I don't have what it takes to be successful in a business. Now, I'm here to answer that today. It's very easy to answer that question. There is one simple thing that you have to have in order to be successful in business. Now, you might be thinking, well, it's money. It takes money to make money. Or you might be thinking, I need a unique business idea, something that no one else has thought of so I can make all this money. Maybe you think it's a matter of passion. That's been kind of the popular topic for years. You got to have passion. What's your passion? And maybe it's a level of expertise. You feel like, I'm kind of getting good as a designer or a developer or whatever it is you do, but I'm not good enough yet to go out on my own. Or maybe it's you've got to be willing to struggle and to sacrifice. There's so much content right now about the struggle. You got to be willing to struggle if you want to be successful in business. And then of course, there's my favorite, the one that I used to think, which is that you have to have a high tolerance for risk. And you might be sitting there saying, well, I don't want to take big risks. I don't want to put myself or my family in jeopardy potentially. So I don't know that I've got what it takes, but I'm here to tell you all of those things are not necessary to be successful in business. None of those things are necessary. You don't have to have a high tolerance for risk. You don't have to have a unique idea. You don't have to have money already that you can invest in a business. You don't have to have all this expertise. You don't even have to have a passion. You just have to have this one thing. Now, what is this thing? Now, before I share it with you, I just want to qualify, and I'm not dragging this out, I promise. I want to qualify. This doesn't necessarily apply to every single kind of business out there. I mean, it may apply indirectly, but for most kinds of businesses, most businesses that people typically want to launch into, whether it's a retail location, whether it's some type of online business, whether it's some type of service provider business, whether you want to be a freelancer, maybe you're a videographer, you want to launch out on your own, maybe you're an architect working in a firm, you want to start your own architectural firm, anything where you're putting yourself out there and you're solving problems, providing services or products to the market this applies to. There are other kinds of business where it's kind of tangential. For instance, maybe you want to go in with some buddies, buy some real estate. To me, that's more like of an investing approach than it is a business, but real estate can become a business, as we all know. But for most kinds of businesses, you really only have to have one thing. And if you can answer this question in the affirmative, if you can say, yes, I've got that thing, I can do that thing. If you can do this one thing, then my friend, you can own and run a successful business, because all other things become secondary, tertiary to this one thing. And it's very simple. The one thing is, without further ado, can you sell? Can you sell? If you can land new business, if you can sell products, if you can sell services, everything else takes care of itself. That might be a bit of an overstatement, but everything else becomes easy to solve. And it's so interesting to me. Like, I see people like consultants and freelancers and so on. They're going to launch into their own business, and they're experts in their field, and they've read all the books, and they've written articles, and they know it all. They've got all the answers. They know how everything is to be done, and they know how to do it well. And they hang out their shingle, and within 3 months, they burn through their savings. And within 6 months, their ribs are showing, figuratively speaking. They're in trouble. They're about to lose their house. And it's like, I have got to go back into the job market and get a job. And the whole reason for that is because they didn't go out and sell. They thought that somehow being an expert and positioning themselves as an expert was going to bring the work to them. I don't know what they thought. They just thought that somehow being out there, somehow the universe would respond, to their positive thoughts and their deep well of expertise and experience, and somehow work would just come to them. But my friends, that's not how it works. And often people launch out there and they know they need to sell. They know they need to go out and get business, but they avoid it. They get busy tidying up their office. They post to LinkedIn. They get busy on social media. They start working on a book because if I write a book, that'll bring business to me. They do a lot of like networking events where they're kind of like cozying up to people, hoping somebody's going to throw them a bone, maybe give them an opportunity. They'll get on all kinds of volunteer boards, hoping that those connections and networks and pro bono projects that they do out of the goodness of their heart will open up doors. And often it doesn't. It doesn't open doors because at the end of the day, you have to go out and you have to sell. You have to sell, even if you have an online business. And this crosses over into the world of marketing, but you have to know how to move product. If you've got an online business, you have to know how to sell product. Maybe you're not doing it face to face. Maybe you're not doing it as an attorney or an architect or a graphic designer would, but you still have to learn. You have to know how to get out there and sell. And so as you're sitting in your job, as you're thinking about, do I have what it takes, as you're considering, launching a business, you really just have to answer that one question. Do you have what it takes to go out and sell, to close business and to bring in opportunities? And if you do, I think you're ready. Some people might say, well, you need to do more and prepare. And there are things that you should consider, but everything else can be acquired. You need some legal advice. You can acquire that. You need some accounting, bookkeeping help. You can acquire that. Let's say you sell jobs that go beyond your own experience levels or expertise. Well, you can go get contractors and partners to help you. There are all kinds of ways to get the work done, to structure your business and take care of administrative issues and get taxes paid and all that kind of stuff. There are all kinds of people and professionals and services that will help you with that. There are myriads of books written about business process and standard operating procedures and all that jazz. But none of that stuff matters if you can't get out and close deals. And so as you're considering this question, if you're wondering, do I have what it takes to be successful in business? If you can answer the question in the affirmative, can you go out and sell? If you can say, yes, I can go out and sell, then my friend, you're ready. Because then you can go out, you can win business, get your cash flow going, get forward momentum, and use that success to solve the other problems that kind of pop up as you go along. It's problem solving. It's really that simple. People say, Mike, you're oversimplifying. It really is that simple. If you're sitting there today and you're not sure if you're ready to sell or you know how to sell, etc., you ought to consider signing up for my email list. Link down in the description below. I talk about things like business sales, strategy, marketing, and so on to help entrepreneurs, service providers, creative class knowledge workers succeed in the marketplace. Check it out. You might like it. And if you haven't done so already, do me a favor and like and subscribe so that Uncle Mike can continue to bring you fine quality content. Guys, I love each and every one of you. Do me a favor, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Cheers.